Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank you for coming this evening. Thank you to our school board members and their families and all of the people who came out to support our students this evening. My name is Troidl, and I'm the principal of Epping Middle School. It gives me a great deal of pleasure, and I am honored to have this position, and I am so grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this wonderful community. Further, I am honored to be here this evening to celebrate the end of your child's experience as a middle schooler. Tonight is about closure for us. And while I only had the pleasure of working with all of these amazing young teens for 1 year, I am thrilled to send my first ever group of Epping Middle School students to the high school. Woo! This is a special night for all of us. And wow, let's just take a look at what you have accomplished. Parents, you used to carry these huge bodies on your hip. They've cried, they teased, some of them harder than others. They learned to tie their shoes, to ride a two-wheeler. They read their first book to you, and I assume that probably you just sat there in awe saying, how does all of this happen? Further, I suspect some of you look at the math homework they're getting right now and think, holy moly, I am so glad I don't have to do that. You have watched them try so many new things. You've watched them succeed. You've laughed with them and sometimes at them. Sorry, kids, but sometimes you guys are really funny. It isn't meant to be mean. You are our main entertainment when we become paid parents. We just love to watch you grow and to change. And yeah, you're a lot of work, no doubt. But you are loved, and you are loved by more than just your parents. You're loved by the people here who have spent time with you, who have got to see you come in as these little tiny sixth graders, and who are walking out as these big kids going to high school. We have mocked your tears of frustration, both here and at home, of sadness. Sometimes you're overwhelmed, and sometimes you regret. And sometimes, lots more than you kids will ever know, we cry with you, wanting to carry your sorrows, but we realize that we can't, and that we shouldn't. We know that it's part of growing up. Growing strong and kind, caring and sympathetic and empathetic. My mom told me when I was raising kids that if my daughters didn't spend enough time crying in the rooms, they wouldn't grow right. It's kind of true. We want to grow you as an adult with a moral and ethical compass that will guide you when decisions need to be made. And trust me, you will make hundreds of decisions every single day. Some of the decisions are big, and some are little. You provide a whole gamut of emotions for us adults as we watch you, and trust me when I say, it can be really tough reliving adolescence with all of you. All of these milestones that I've listed here, all the great, the goofy, the good, and the sad milestones, all of those things are important. And my hope is that one day, and hopefully sooner rather than later, you will be able to look at all of them, the good and the bad, as gifts. I know that seems a little confusing, and I'm pretty sure many of you are so nervous sitting up here in front of all of these people that you're really not hearing what I say, but that's okay, I can submit a transcript to anybody who's interested. How on earth can a mistake be a gift? Well, from the perspective of this old geek, and trust me, I feel really old right now, these are the things that you will remember when life gets hard and when life is joyful. And life is a mixture of these things. As you transition from being a very large-sized little kid to a very large-sized high school student preparing for your adult life. These memories, these experiences, both successes and failures, will guide you and shape you and your futures. On the first day of school, I only have the teachers, and believe it or not, I made them do work. So right now, some of you in alternating chairs have a couple of pieces of paper underneath your seats. And I'm going to share the assignment that I gave them. As the new guy, and I was, who gets to see the wonderful things happening for kids and who also gets to take responsibility for the things that don't always go perfectly, I needed to learn who these people are. I needed to know this so that I could figure stuff out. Just like you when you were new to the school as a little sixth grader. So, I asked the teachers to meet in their teams, and there were some papers that you look at, and I'd like you to look at the first one. I asked them the question, as a team, I would like for you to create a photograph, which I will take, that defines you as a group of people who work together. I apologize, I'm not sharing that with you, but I'd have to pull the screen down and I didn't want to block your view of the kids. We see the laughter and we see the silliness in those pictures. But we see people who have made their interests their work. Did you know that Mr. Lewis is a chemist? Did you know that Miss Bouchard can rap and dance with the best of them? I'm sure some of you have seen. Miss Miles Bendon, who's missing in that picture, played college basketball. And the biggest secret of all, Miss Fidelman taught science for 12 years. I know some of these teachers came after you left sixth grade, but they are part of this crazy middle school family now, and they impact everyone with how special they are every single day. Fun, building relationships, guiding you all, and all of us through the beginning of being a middle schooler with a new batch of kids every year. So take a look at 7th grade. Something they wanted to share was the word inspirations. When something inspires us, it usually isn't the easiest thing we try. Typically, it is something we imagine being difficult, something that requires us to do something scary, different, or just plain hard. Each of these teachers in this picture shares with us something about themselves and their lives that taught them something they wanted to share with you. And that's why they became teachers. Yoga, skiing, CrossFit, oh my gosh, travel and adventure, taking risks, trying new things, and struggle through and figure it out until this new thing becomes part of you and how you address the world. That's how they addressed you. Our unified arts teachers, that's the next picture. So they wanted us to think about thinking outside the box. And they bring you a variety of experiences that may become your passions as you grow. Technology, art, cooking, playing games, being healthy, talking and listening and thinking until the complex becomes easier to manage. The UA teachers, they have filled your box with so many experiences and become part of who you are. And finally, take a look at your 8th grade team. I'm still wondering how Miss Weisberg keeps her book dry when she's paddling. Our 8th grade team of teachers have shared all of their passions and their contents. They are brought together with what inspires them, what challenges them, what interests them, and what experiences can bring them joy, health in mind and heart, and most intriguingly, the understanding of how all of those parts fit together, balance, and become part of all that you do. So I guess you're wondering why I made you look at all of these pictures. reasons, and probably most of you would like me to tell you why I'm sharing this all with you. At Epping Middle School, your life hasn't been all fun. It has been challenging, scary. It's been a place where mistakes have been made and challenges have been wrestled down into manageable parts. You have acquired a variety of skills, experiences, and attitudes that have joined with what your families have been and continue to nurture in you. I hope that you will bring all of that together somehow, like the 8th grade team does, to have all of those new experiences become part of you. As you leave us, I ask you not to think outside of the box, to learn and to challenge and succeed, and not be afraid to fail. To treat each of these moments as gifts that will help you, guide you, and ultimately highlight the many wonderful qualities that will become part of you. I ask you, as you leave us, to begin a new and exciting phase of your life, to imagine the picture that you want to create, with the understanding that what is in the picture may change, but fundamentally, what you choose to put in it and how you make it part of you will highlight the stuff that is inside of you. All of the really, really important stuff that will define you, just like I ask the teachers to define themselves. I, along with your families and all of these amazing adults who have worked with you, supported you, challenged you. Epping Middle School class of 2018, we can't wait to see what kind of pictures you create. Good luck to you, and I have one more thing I need to do. It's going to take me a while because I'm old and technology is new to me. We're going to take a selfie. And we're going to make this picture the beginning of a new journey to the high school. And it's going to be that one when you're 25 and you're going to look at it and say, holy God, did I really look like that? Okay, so we're going to do it really quickly.
Okay, this isn't quite what I had in mind. All right.
Need a stick.
I want to see you smile. I'm going to take 2 so I get everybody, okay? And this will be part of that memorable experience. Okay. All right.
Thank you all for coming tonight. That's the end of, no, I'm just kidding.